Hey, beautiful soul. Welcome to The Cosmic Catch-Up. I'm Corri.
And I'm Dana. We're real-life sisters who said no thanks to the 9-to-5 grind and yes, please, to the stars, spirit, and soul-led living.
Around here, we're talking ascension, astrology, human design, sound healing, and the messy magic of waking up.
So if you've ever thought, there's got to be more than this, you're our people. Two sisters, deep talks, whole lot of magic. Let's catch up.
My God.
Good morning, afternoon.
Good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you're at.
I'm going to have to cut that out. Let's start.
Nope.
No,
we're not cutting it. We're live and happy to be here.
You want people to go do it. Look, I have a black eye.
Do you guys think I have a black eye?
I didn't think so. I do think we don't look related anymore based on skin tones.
Also, lack of sleep
my
does
tan,
that.
my summer tan, what little I had, faded real fast.
Yeah.
Yours sticks around longer.
Mine's pretty good.
It's a random conversation, folks.
Anyway, yep, that's how we roll.
Welcome back to the Cosmic Catch-Up. Let's get back on track.
Yeah. Happy to be here. Thrilled about our topic today.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's one that a lot of people have maybe dabbled in, much like us. We are not experts, but have definitely done dabbling and find it really interesting. And the topic is numerology.
I think it's so cool, and especially as we look into, and we'll get into this later, how all of these metaphysical subjects and topics tie in together. And when we think about numbers, they're kind of a universal language, right? Like you don't need to know, another language, but you could communicate to somebody through math and through other numbers. So when we think about our spirit guides and galactic guides, like numbers are a really great way to connect with people.
Yeah, and so they tell a story. And we're going to talk about life path, I think your destiny number, your heart's desire. There's all sorts of different things that you can look into with numerology, and how you take your name, translate that to a number, and that gives you something else. So
more information about yourself. Again, this is your soul's journey. So we're trying to arm you with as much information about yourself as you can. So maybe now we warn people, because we're going to be doing some examples of how to work all these numbers out. So if you'd like to get a pad and paper, pause this right now.
Yeah.
Go get your stuff, or modern days, your own laptop. You can do this too on your laptop.
And you can always come back and re-listen if you'd like, but it's kind of fun to work through it as we go. What I love about numerology is I have not seen it contradict any of the information that I've learned about myself through astrology, human design. It is very complementary.
It adds to it. It adds another deeper level and layer to understanding the self.
And sometimes it actually matches quite perfectly with information I've learned in other places. And we're going to share with you our information towards the end. And we actually also looked at us together as business partners. And Dana looked at the Cosmic Catch-Up, which is super fun, which feels very much aligned. And so we can share with you how to think about that if you're going into partnership or a company you're working for or anything like that. You can use numerology. So
let's get into it. Yeah, tell me about the history.
Let's talk about the history. So again, I am not an expert in this, so I'm going to be using my notes a lot. I know enough to be dangerous.
We research stuff, people.
We do look things up.
I don't research.
You do. But I went down the rabbit hole many years ago, and so this is my research from then. So what is numerology? It is the language of sacred numbers, as Dana said, and the history actually comes from I'm going to say this right, Pythagoras. I think I got that right. The Greek philosopher. That's where they talk about he was hailed in his day for being a brilliant philosopher and mathematician. And so while the word numerology wasn't recorded in English until 1907, this numerological big words ideas have been around for centuries. So some of the earliest records of numerology appeared in ancient Egypt, Babylon, China, Rome, Japan, Greece, and again, really started taking off through Pythagoras. And so there isn't much to be known about his life. It's actually pretty mysterious, but he did have a fascination with numbers, and that is well documented. So his passion led him to travel to Egypt to study Chaldean numerology. I don't know if I said that right.
Chaldean. Not 100% sure,
something
but
like that.
CH something or other. You'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out. But he studied that for 22 years, and he believed the world was built on the power of numbers and that everything and anything could be translated to numerical form, usually in single digits. And so the idea of assigning letters numerical values is known as the Pythagorean number system, and that's what's used in modern numerology. So we'll share with you more about that. So the other thing is that, again, numbers have shown significance in all forms. You think about religion, we talked about angel numbers. I think Jesus is said to represent 888. You think about infinity.
And there's numbers coded into everything. I mean, in the Bible, there's significance to 40 days and 40 nights in the desert. There's significance to the number of, there's 28 days in a moon cycle. There's significance in 13, weeks per season. There's significance in all of these numbers. And we've talked about, our angel numbers and how our teams communicate to us through numbers because each number holds a frequency.
Hanukkah is 8 nights. So to your point, various religions have different numerological values. Tarot.
Yep.
Each card is numbered and they have unique meanings. In Chinese tradition, the number 4 is associated with bad luck. I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
I would think of it. You think about the 4-leaf clover, it's actually known to be good luck.
Again, cultural differences there, but yeah.
So we use this system, numerology, to uncover hidden meanings of the world. Some actually use it to play the stock market. I did not know that. That's really interesting.
Oh yeah, there's some people out there who really get into it, and they use it for all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about some of those fun ways you can use it in your own life. Like when you're buying a house and what that house number is.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I mean, a lot of things. So that's, in a nutshell, the history of numerology. The other thing is that numbers carry vibration, frequency, and meaning.
They do. Just like sound, just like matter, everything is frequency. And when you can decode these vibrations, then you can get into understanding yourself, understanding the universe, understanding the energy around something. So for instance, let's talk about a house number, right? So if you buy a house number and you're adding up each of the digits and adding it until you get a single digit.
I was going to say, we probably should explain how numerology works.
Right. Maybe we should start there.
So you can use my house number.
Yes.
As an example.
So Corri lives at 3306. So you would add 3 plus 3 plus 0 plus 6. And then you would get a 12. And then you would add 1 plus 2 so that you could get down to a single digit. So that would be a 3. So the energy of Corri's house is a 3. And the 3 frequency is all about the creator. It's about self-expression, joy, communication. It has strengths and weaknesses. So the strengths would be optimism, creativity, and charisma. And the challenges would be scattered energy, superficiality, avoidance of responsibility. So what I have observed...
Yeah, tell us your observations
about Corri's household. So this energy then influences the people that live in that house. So Corri's house is full of communication. It's rather loud communication, but there's a lot of talking, a lot of communication that goes on. There's also a lot of creativity. Corri has an extensive craft area. She does. Her kids also like to avoid responsibility. So that happens at the lower vibration of things.
My husband does too sometimes.
He does too. There can be scattered energy. I know at least one of your sons has a bit of scattered energy. Yep. So from that perspective, there's also a lot of joy and love and fun in that house, right? So a 3 is a good house number if you want to spark communication and connection in your household. Now, if you added up a house number and it came to a 5 is the frequency of change. It is the freedom seeker. It's about adventure and versatility. Strengths are adaptability, curiosity, and charisma. Challenges can be restlessness, impulsivity, and lack of focus. So you might find that house has a lot of turnover, a lot of people moving in and out, like something like they move in and then something happens in their lives that changes and they have to move out, or that maybe that house needs a lot of renovation or a lot of work. It needs to be updated a lot. So I don't know that I would personally pick a house that added up to a 5, but each his own.
Do you think, when we're specifically talking about houses, is there, other than the 5, is there any other number that you might avoid?
Well, maybe a 1 if you don't want to be single. Because the 1 is about the self. It's the leader. It's independence. There's a lot to it. But maybe, if you are single and you are looking to have a partner, maybe you don't want to move into a house that's a 1 by yourself, because it's not inviting someone else to move in. Now, I will say you can change the frequency of your house number. So for instance, if you had a house or an apartment that added up to a 1 and you definitely want a partner in your house, you could you can go to any craft store, you can go to any
Lowe's,
Home Depot, big box store, and buy a number that you would put on the inside of your door, of your front door, and that will change the frequency. So if you wanted a partner in your home and you have an apartment or a home that adds up to a 1, you would buy another 1 and you'd stick it on, like I put it on like the frame above my door, and that would then turn the house into the frequency of a 2, which invites partnership. So you don't have to be stuck with the number that you get. You can change the frequency, but you do that with intention and, just with a little fun little number.
I love that.
You can add to it.
Okay, so should we dig into, I guess there is a life path number. So we want to specify, because that's probably the most known, is a life path. You have your own personal life path, and then the collective has the
energy of the year that we're in.
Yeah.
And each month has a different energy. All of that adds into it.
I mean, think about all the numbers that
they're everywhere.
Interact with all the time. But you would know your own life path. Then you have, so that's when you think about your life path is when you were born. You've got your year that you're in, and you've got the collective. So you're in multiple.
It's very layered.
Yes.
Just like astrology and human design, there's a lot of layers to it. And when you can siphon through that, again, the whole goal of this is to understand yourself better and to understand the energies that you're working through, so that you can live a life of more ease and grace. And to me, all of this stuff makes life a little bit more magical. And I think it's more fun to live in a magical universe than one that's not.
Agreed. So let's talk about how you calculate your life path number.
This is the basic one. And if you are of a certain age, you might remember in the back of some magazines, fashion magazines and teen magazines, they would sometimes, instead of astrology, they would have your life path or your forecast for that month or that of your life path number. So you might remember that you add up the month, the day, and the year of your birth and keep reducing it down until you get a single digit.
With an exception.
There are exceptions.
And that's if it adds to a master number. What is a master number, you say?
Yeah. The master number.
An 11 and 22, 33. And
we're seeing 44s and 55s now too.
Yes. And so it's not because they have two identical digits, but because those digits are 1, 2, and 3 specifically. Talk about the 4 and the 5, creating a triangle of enlightenment. And all other numbers with identical digits are power numbers. So they're numbers with more intense influences that is strongly felt, not quite the same. And I think the 11 is the teacher. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, it varies in descriptions and who's defining it, but essentially it's like that intuitive, spiritual kind of teacher.
The 22 is, according to my source, is potentially the most successful of all numbers in numerology. It's the master builder. And that's where you can turn dreams into reality, that's pretty badass. And then the 33, see, that's also that I have that as the master teacher. So I think 33 is the master teacher, and to your point, 11
is like that spiritual healer teacher kind of energy. So I think ultimately what those master numbers are about is they're amplifying that energy so strongly that it is more for the collective benefit and not just the individual. And with a master number, you have a dual energy. So the 11 can also operate as a 2 because 1 + 1 = 2. So it's got a kind of a multi-layered purpose in that life path.
And the life path number is just that. It reflects your purpose and your path in life. And so take out your pen and pencil right now. And so take your birth month plus your birthday plus your birth year.
So I was born in November. So I would add 1 + 1. And I wouldn't add like 11 to something. I would add 1 + 1 = 2. I was born on the 30th. So then I would add a 3. plus 0, and then reduce it down. We're not going to say my year, are we?
You do not have to. And so, again, you will, if you get to a double-digit number, well, here's the thing. According to Dan Millman, I'm going to share my book with you.
Book.
So I got this many years ago. It's the guide to finding your life purpose, the life you were born to live, and it's all about numerology. What he does is he takes that double-digit number, so it's both. So for me, my birth date adds up to a 25, which goes to a 7. So my life path would be a 25-7. So it's like both.
Yes. So I think for simplicity's sake, if you're just starting out in numerology, you reduce down
Take
to
the
single digit. As you get more experienced, then yes, the two numbers together have a certain meaning.
Yes.
So when you add up all of my digits, it reduces down to a 30, a 30. Well, the 0, so I could, that's a 3, right? 3 life path. Well, the 0 has significance as well. The 0 represents infinity. It represents source. It represents all that is. So when you put the 0 next to any other number, it amplifies that with a divine code. So I'm not just a 3, I'm a 30 kind of thing. But that's more advanced numerology.
You're so divine.
I mean, just saying. But like that's what I mean. Like you can get more advanced and more layered into this. Like you have the 2 and 5. The 25 has a specific code and frequency also related to the 7.
Yes. Do we want to talk about the specific life path numbers right now?
Yeah, sure. So I touched a little bit on the general meanings of these numbers, which would hold true for life path. And this is this is like your tweet of what these are.
Yes.
Corri just held up a book that looks like it's 500 pages.
You just on your section alone is probably 10 to 12 pages that you could read.
And you can go down rabbit holes online. I will tell you one of my favorite to look at is FeliciaBender.com. We'll put a link to her site in there. I think she does a really nice job of succinctly describing the pluses and minuses or the challenges and the strengths of each life path in a short, like easy to read way. But again, there's lots of sites out there. And as always, do your own research on this. So I mentioned that the 0 is the infinite potential. So no life path is going to be a 0 because you have numbers to start with. So a number 1 is considered the leader. This is all about independence, originality, and ambition. It's about the self because it's the 1. Strengths are confidence, pioneering spirit. Challenges are the ego, impatience, and stubbornness. A number 2 is known as the peacemaker. This is all about cooperation, balance, sensitivity. Strengths are diplomacy, harmony, and intuition. Challenges are indecision, oversensitivity, and people-pleasing. Codependency. All right, number 3 is the creator. They're about self-expression, joy, and communication. Strengths being optimism, creativity, and charisma.
And this is your life path.
This is me.
Yeah.
You have to tell me if it works. Challenges are scattered energy. Yes. Superficiality. A bit.
If it's not about her, she ain't listening.
I don't care. And avoidance of responsibility. Do you know how messy and how much I've needed to organize my office? And I'm like, that just doesn't sound fun. I'm not going to do it. A 4 is the builder. This is about stability, structure, and discipline. Strengths are reliability, practicality, and hard work. Challenges are rigidity, stubbornness, and limitation. So think of the square, has 4 sides. Sometimes it's hard to get out of that box, but a box is very stable. Number 5 is the freedom seeker. This is about change, adventure, and versatility. Strengths are adaptability, curiosity, and charisma. Challenges are restlessness, impulsivity, and lack of focus. If you are a 6, you are known as the nurturer. This is about love and service and responsibility. Strengths are compassion, family-oriented, and healing. Challenges are over-responsibility, perfectionism, and martyrdom.
I already want to calculate some friends because I'm like, that sounds like so-and-so. I want to see if they're 6.
Pretty sure. All right. The 7 is the seeker. That's Corri. This is about spirituality, wisdom, and analysis.
Super analytical.
Yes, she is. Strengths being the deep thinker, intuitive, and truth-seeking.
Also feels like my Scorpio energy.
Very much so. Challenges are isolation, skepticism, and aloofness.
It's pretty spot on.
Yeah, nailed it.
Yep.
8 is the powerhouse. One of your kids is an 8.
Yep. That would be, I think it's Ian.
Ian, yeah, I think you're right. This is about authority, success, and material mastery. Strengths are leadership, ambition, manifesting abundance, 8 is that infinity symbol, all about the abundance. Challenges is greed, control, overwork, and misuse of power.
The overwork, maybe. I don't know. He's too young for the others.
He's too young for the other stuff, but
Yes.
we'll
And
keep
then
an
the
eye on
9
him.
is Noah.
Noah, the humanitarian, is the 9. Compassion, endings, universal love. Strengths are generosity, wisdom, creativity. Challenges are letting go, emotional intensity, and idealism. I do have to tell you, the 9 is a magic number. So, and I'm going to say that by the 9 holds the energy of all of the other numbers. So whenever you add any single number to a 9, it's that single number. So when you add a 3 plus a 9, you get 12. And that becomes 1 plus 2 is 3.
Yeah.
6 plus 9 is 15. 1 plus 5 is a 6.
It's the coolest.
It's the coolest number.
Yes. Well,
Shout out to all the 9s.
yes.
I was going to tell you some master numbers if we got time for it.
Yeah, let's do it.
So the number 11, we're going to call it the intuitive right now. So this is about spiritual insight, inspiration, illumination. Strengths are heightened intuition, visionary ideas. Challenges are nervous energy, overwhelm, and self-doubt. 11s tend to be natural teachers. They're going to teach that intuition.
And I want to call out, so we're talking specifically life path, which is birthday. However, so for me, my birth date is the 11th month on the 11th day. So I have 2 11s. Dana, we were just talking about, her birth month is
November
11,
11.
as well as the time she was born
11 p.m. at night.
as an 11.
Yeah.
So even if your life path isn't one of these numbers can show up in different ways.
You can be coded with other numbers as well. And so Corri, even though her life path is a 7, she has the energy of that master number 11 woven in. And to me, that would indicate past lives and mastery of some skill that you're here to share.
It's a great point. Great
So,
point.
yeah, when it's coded in other ways, it's likely tied to some past life experiences. All right, the 22 we mentioned was the master builder. Dreams into reality, big visions with practical steps. Strengths are discipline, manifesting at a large scale impact. Challenges are pressure, fear of failure, and perfectionism. So remember, these master numbers are really here to serve a dual purpose. You have your own experiences that you're needing to go through, but you also are here to elevate the collective in some way. The 33 can be the master teacher or master healer. So I know Jesus is associated with the 33, but this is spiritual service, unconditional love, and upliftment. Strengths are compassion, healing, and guiding others. Challenges are self-sacrifice, burnout, and unrealistic expectations. And then those were typically known, like we said, the master numbers were those 3, but we're starting to see babies born at 44s and 55s now as the consciousness on the planet is ascending and the planet herself is ascending and higher level of souls are coming in. So you might find more so in children, the 44, which is also a master manifester. This is about the energy of practical spirituality, material mastery with deep spiritual purpose. Strengths are building lasting foundations that serve humanity, balancing the physical and the spiritual. The weaknesses can be overwhelmed by responsibility, fear of failure, or stuck in materialism. And then the 55 would be that master of freedom and change. So radical transformation, freedom, and progressive thought. They're the trailblazers, the innovators, catalysts for collective change, embodying freedom while guiding others to theirs. The shadow can become destructive, reckless, resistant to responsibility if not grounded. So
you may listen to these and think, much like with astrology or human design, oh, I don't like my number. I want the other number. Well, here's the thing. You pick the number. So there's a reason. There's a reason for everything. And so I would encourage you, if you don't like your, I think they're all amazing.
They're all amazing. They all have gifts.
But if for whatever reason you don't, dig into your number because there is so much magic in every single one.
Yes, it's very true. And with each number, there are specific lessons that you're here to learn. So as a 3, and being about communication, there can be a fear of being seen and not speaking up, which is something that I have dealt with, especially when I was younger, about not having the words or not being able to communicate or being afraid to voice my true thoughts and feelings. So that is the shadow I've had to overcome in order to be with you all today.
I think that's a great point. I think before we get into destiny numbers and some of the lesser known, I want to stay on this and talk about your year,
Yes.
as well as the collective year, because we're kind of in that cycle.
Yes. We're in an important year right now.
So we just gave you your life path, and that's based on your year you were born. You also then have the year that you're in.
Your cycle year is
cycle
what we call
year.
it. So there's an energy of the year that you're in, and it's kind of like the underlying theme that's playing out throughout the year for you.
So if you aren't into astrology, which will give you themes, you can get into numerology, which also gives you themes. And it might be easier to understand because it's a number or a series of numbers. There's a couple different numbers, ways you can look at it. But that can give you your high level theme of what you're going to go through for the year, right?
Yeah.
And so and the way you do that is you take your birth month, your birthday, and the current year that you're in, with a few caveats.
Yeah. So there are a couple different schools of thought on how to calculate your cycle year, and both are true. Both, just like Western astrology and Vedic astrology, both are true. Just you feel around the one that you resonate with most. So there is this school of thought, which Corri and I subscribe to, of the year of your last birthday. So for me, it's 2025 is the current year, but my last birthday was November of 2024. So I used the year 2024 when I'm calculating, and that will last until my birthday in 2025. That will be the cycle year I'm in. So it goes birthday to birthday.
And Ginny has often said, really, anything mid-year like July and beyond, you really should use the previous
Yeah, you
birthday.
kind of have to feel it out for yourself, where you feel that energy is. So it's an observation technique. So you really just have to observe what you feel like is going on. The other school of thought is you go January to January. So since I'm in the year 2025, even though my birthday hasn't happened, I would use the year 2025 when I'm calculating my cycle year. But when I do that and I look at that energy, it doesn't necessarily feel like it fits for what I'm going through. So I like the birthday to birthday.
Well, and our birthdays are so late in the year, it just didn't feel like it resonated. So right now, if you want to share your birth or your year that you're in and that what you'll be moving to, because obviously November is a month away.
Yeah.
So you're currently in what?
I'm currently in my 4 year using November 30th, 2024 to calculate that.
Moving into a
Moving
5.
into a 5. They go sequential. So, so
It's math.
So I am moving into a 5 year. So this 4 year, I'll give you examples of things that I observed. And this is not, you have to do your own observations. So things that I observed that support my 4 year is that I've been really focused this year on my personal business. So that 4, remember, is a builder. So I'm building my personal business. We are building up this community and this podcast. I am doing a lot of redecorating in my home. So my home is a big thing for me and part of my foundation. So I've been painting and redecorating and kind of rebuilding that foundation of my home. So there's many more examples of that, but those are just a few that really feed into that 4. Now moving into a 5, I know that's when my birthday happens and all through next year until my next birthday. 5 is all about change, right? That change and that adventure and that versatility and seeker. So I'm kind of excited to see like what in life is going to change because it can impact every area.
So for me, I have been in a 3. So I'm right behind Dana, going into a 4. And my 3 is all about creativity, communication, right?
Self-expression.
So, yeah, what we talked about with my house numbers. And the way that is manifested for me is being more creative through our podcast and setting that up, my own personal business, and creating social posts, and just being able to be creative in different ways. I love to craft, and so I've spent time doing different things there and putting together books for my kids, and so I've been creative there. And so just really letting the creative juices flow. And then I'll be going into that 4, which again is that building foundation. And the way I see it is I've been creating and crafting what I want my business to be. Next year will be more of that foundational solid.
Setting up the structures, setting up the organization. So for instance, I love that the example that you gave with this podcast is that Corri handles all of our social media, which is the creative expression, in her 3-year. Me in my 4-year, I'm doing the behind the scenes backbone support of like the editing and the producing and like all of that piece of it, which is the structure of the podcast. So I'm like, that was cool.
Really jives.
That just popped into my head right now.
It worked out.
Live downloads.
So you have your personal cycle year. We also have a collective cycle year.
Yes, just like we have collective transits in astrology, you have a collective energy that we're all going through.
And that is simply the year.
The universal year is 2025. So,
and that boils down to what? Drum roll, please.
It's a 9.
It's a 9.
And 9 is the energy of endings, completions, culminations. Again, it's that magical number. So what are we seeing in the world? Endings.
Are you shocked?
Culminations. But what's right behind that is the 1. As we go into 2026, it will be a 1 year, and 1 is all about new starts, new beginnings, new initiations. But it is really kind of hard to separate the 9 and the 1 energies in the sense that whenever there's an ending, there's always a new beginning. So you might notice throughout this year, there's been a lot of endings, but there's also been new starts and new beginnings that maybe you've experienced as well. So they kind of coexist. And we'll start to see, and honestly, energy doesn't stop and start, it overlaps. So we're already at the end of the year. So we already are collectively maybe feeling and moving into that 1 energy already.
And I would also say you're not necessarily going to see the end of endings.
No.
There will continue to be things ending.
Like I said, they're always kind of going together.
But that's a good thing because once they end, new things begin.
New things
Think
start.
about the spring and the flowers pop up and they grow and we're going to start. I think 2 is that more like nurturing and
partnerships, harmony, coexisting. So I feel like when we get to that 2027, it's really about how do we work together? Like we have all these new things starting. Like how do we now work together? Put decisions in place, balance it out. Like it just, again, the cycles flow really beautifully together.
They grow one another. So I love that. So when we think about the cycles, so you read the numbers when you think about life path. Let's talk about cycles. And you mentioned it. So 1 is new beginnings, planting seeds. 2-year is relationships, patience, cooperation. 3 is creativity, expression, joy. 4, hard work, building foundations. So very similar. 5, change, adventure, freedom. 6 is responsibility, family, harmony. 7, reflection, inner growth, spirituality. 8, power, success, material achievement. And 9, completion, letting go, preparing for the next cycle. So I mean, it definitely feels like a 9. I love that, but I'm excited for the 1. I'm excited. I've already seen, we've had new beginnings this year.
Yeah, like I said, they go together.
So I think that's amazing.
It's amazing. So, those are the cycle years and then the collective year we're in. So when you layer all that energy in, like I am a 3, experiencing a personal 4 year, in a collective 9 year. So you just have to sort of layer it in all together.
Yeah. And then Dana mentioned earlier, you can use that not only for buying houses, but let's say you have an important date, like maybe you're getting married. Maybe you want to look at the date of the marriage. You can see, or even a move or
any major event in your life that you wanted to like pick a lucky day, depending upon what it is, right? So if you want to start a business, 8's a great number to start a business on because that's about abundance. 4 is also a good number to start a business on because you're building foundations and creating something there. So you can look for those synchronicities, like a marriage might be a 2 or a 6 would be a great day to get married on. You can use this for business, like when you want to start a project, like we calculated what is the life path of the cosmic catch-up, right? So you can use it for so many different
And what's
things.
our life path, Dana?
What is our life path? Our life path is a 9, the humanitarian. So the cosmic catch-up is really all about serving humanity in that humanitarian way. And we're magic.
Ta-da!
It's a magic number.
And we also looked at our numbers together as partners.
Yes, you can do that. Just like you can do synastry charts and compatibility charts in astrology, you can do that with numerology too.
So we can share that at the end with you, and you guys can maybe decide if you think it fits or not. I think it fits. The other thing is, so let's talk about maybe using your name.
Okay, yeah.
And getting into some of the destiny numbers and heart's desire, some of those.
Yeah, we can talk about like we've talked about straight numbers. Like you can see numbers on license plates. Like you could have a number for the energy of your car, your home, objects, yourself, births, all that. But did you know numbers are also associated with letters? So you can use them for words.
So there is one of the, I think it's more lesser known, your
It's
destiny.
the destiny number.
Your destiny number. So your destiny is your natural gifts, talents, and potential. It's the tools in your soul's toolbox.
And it's coded within your full name.
And I would say your birth name.
That's the energy you start with. So you definitely want to start with your birth name. Now, if you have changed your name at any point in your life, like got married or something, you would also want to calculate that for your current name.
So, because numbers tied to your name carry that vibration. And I guess some people even adjust their name. There's how to spell their name based on the vibration that they want.
You want to change the frequency of your name, you could change the spelling of it.
So how you do this is you write out your full name, and then you can create your own, which is basically you write out the alphabet and you put the numbers under each, and you just go 1 through 9 and you keep repeating. I'm going to go ahead and cheat sheet and tell you what they are. So again, if you want to write these down, you can. So write out your full birth name, and then you assign the number. So number 1 is associated with A, J, and S. 2, B, K, and T. 3, C, L, U. 4, D, M, V. 5, E, N, W. 6 is F, O, X. What does the fox say? 7 is G, P, Y. 8 is H, Q, Z. 9 is I, and R. So there you go.
Cool.
So, Dana, what is your destiny expression number?
All right. My destiny expression number, so my full name is a 7, the Seeker Truth Finder.
Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm. So while you have your life path number as a 7, I also have the energy of the 7 in my name.
So, okay. So my destiny expression number, this is, again, where it gets interesting. So when you add up Corri Marie Blick, that was my main name, my number, I get the master number 11. Mm-hmm. And that is also a 2. So we talked about that. So I'm here to inspire, uplift, and illuminate truth for others. And that actually aligns very well with my human design incarnation cross. And it also, again, reduces to 2, which brings in harmony, partnership, and sensitivity. So there you go.
Fantastic. Okay, what is the heart's desire number? What is the heart's desire?
What is a heart's desire? It is your inner motivation, what you truly want in life, so the why behind your actions.
And how do you calculate that?
You only use the vowels in your full name. So this is where now it starts to get fun, loosey-goosey, just the vowels, so you convert them to numbers, much like we just gave you. So use that same chart. And my heart's desire is a 12, which means a 3. So at my core, I crave self-expression, joy, and creativity, and I'm meant to shine through communication, uplift others with words or art. And as it turns out,
so is mine. My heart's desire is also a 3.
Also a 3. So we do the same thing.
We do.
That's in our heart's desire.
We're motivated.
Okay, and then there is the personality number, and that's the outer self. So how others see you and the impression that you make. Oh, it sounds like your rising sign.
Very similar. Mm-hmm.
And so you calculate that by only using the consonants. And so for me, again, I get a master number of 44, which converts to an 8. And so others see me as strong, grounded, and capable of building lasting impact. 44, again, is that energy is people may perceive me as someone with authority and resilience, even if I don't feel that way, and I don't feel that way a lot. Do you feel like that? Does that sound like me?
Sure. Yeah.
Grounded, capable of building lasting impact.
I mean, you do. When I think about all of the people who've ever worked for you, most of them say you made an impact in their lives. So I would say, yeah.
All right, that's cool.
I would say, yeah.
So Dana is a 4.
Mm-hmm.
So others see Dana as grounded, dependable, and structured.
Very similar to my Virgo rising.
Yes. You project stability and practicality, someone who can be trusted to create order and bring things into form, which I think is also your incarnation cross. Isn't it a little bit of structure and form?
Planning. It's a planning cross.
Well, yeah.
So kind of. I'm supposed to plan other people's lives, whatever. I'm still not sold on my incarnation cross.
Not a fan of her incarnation
cross. Not a
cross.
fan of my incarnation cross. There's clearly some shadow I need to dig into.
I'm gonna get it to where you like it. I'm gonna dig into that. So anyway, so again, but I also think what's kind of cool is that you're a 4, but I'm a 4/4.
Amplified energy.
So amplified energy of the 4.
Technically, it looks like I'm a 4/0. So
4. Yeah, you're right. A 4D.
Yeah.
Which is, yes, you're right. You're right. She needs to get that in there.
I like the 0. God energy.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I have to feel so good about something.
When you put those things together, so when you think of my core numbers, I'm the illuminator and peacemaker, the joyful creator, and the, it says master builder, but that's really the
2, but it's connected.
And powerhouse. Dana is about the seeker, truth finder, joyful creator, and the builder organizer. And I think those
are true.
Resonate.
Those are true.
So we looked at how they're complementary. So I will share that. So again, I'm just going to read what it told me. So don't think I'm like patting myself on the back or like I'm amazing. I mean,
I think we do need more of that in this world. Y'all are amazing too.
Yeah, everyone's amazing. So my destiny number is the 11-2, the illuminator. I'm here to shine a light, awaken others, and bring harmony. So I feel like we're trying to do that with the podcast. At my core, my heart's desire craves joy, creativity, and expression into the world. I show up strong, capable, and someone who can make things happen.
Yeah.
Which sounds pretty awesome.
I like it.
Dana, as the destiny number 7, the seeker, she's here to pursue truth, wisdom, and spiritual depth.
Yeah.
You nailed that.
Yeah, baby.
Again, her heart's desire is a 3, so she shares the same creative drive as me. But her personality as a 4 shows up as steady, grounded, dependable, someone who builds solid foundations. And I would agree with that. So when we weave these energies together, I shine as the... Sorry, that just sounds weird. I'm like, let me tell you about me. I shine as the visionary light bringer. And I'm wearing my shirt says, be the light.
Be the light.
Look at that. With creativity at my heart and power in my presence. Dana grounds the light with her truth-seeking wisdom, her creative joy, and her natural ability to build structure. So together, our numerology tells the story of 2 sisters who balance each other perfectly, one illuminating the path, the other grounding the vision. Both carry the 3's heart's desire. And it's no wonder we're hosting a podcast together because our numbers reveal not just who we are individually, but the magic that we co-create when our energies unite.
Thank you, ChatGPT.
Hearts. I know, Chat's great at pulling some stuff together.
My goodness, that sounded super cheesy, but yes.
It is, but here's the thing too. If you're having a bad day, pull some numerology
It'll pick you up.
It's going to make you sound real good.
It picks you right up.
You're like, that's me? Oh my God, that sounds amazing.
Kind of amazing.
That sounds awesome. So you just never know.
Yeah.
Do you want to share our cosmic catch-up?
Sure. So like I said, you can apply numerology to the name of a company, to a business, to a project, to your dog. Like honestly, whatever any word has a frequency and number associated to it. So I took the cosmic catch-up and I was like, all right, well, I know the date that we birthed our podcast. So that was the Life Path 9. But using the name, the Cosmic Catch-Up, we got a destiny expression number of a 5, which is the Freedom Seeker. So one of our goals of this podcast is to free and open the minds of all of our listeners and bring them back to their own divine sovereignty.
Get out of the matrix.
Get out of the matrix. Find your freedom, people.
Find your freedom.
The heart's desire then, so that behind the scenes internal compass is the 6, the nurturer. So we want to do that in a very kind and loving way to where you feel part of the community and you feel cared for and like you're just having a conversation with us. Yeah. And then our personality, so the outward, is that 44-8, like Corri, that master builder powerhouse number, which I think, like we're here to
we're powerhouse
amplifying what we're building here.
Yeah. I love it. So cool. One other thing that you can also look at is your birthday number, and that's hidden gifts revealed through the day you were born. So it's just the month. It's
Just
the day of
day
the month
of
you were
the
born.
month. So not the month, not the year, just the day.
So again, mine's an 11.
Mine's a 30.
Yours is a 30. So,
Threes show up all over the place for me. Like 3 is my number. So
Yeah.
anytime my spirit guides are connecting with me, I typically see 33 or triple threes. They always get my attention with 3s. That's like my number.
So we also mentioned, because there are numbers everywhere, you can even think about the month that we're in. So the October is 10, which is
A 1.
So there could be some new beginnings for you. I actually was feeling I am feeling very positive about October.
We're filming this at the beginning. This might not air to the end.
We'll
we'll
circle back and let you know
on how it turned out.
But there could be some great new beginnings.
Yeah,
here
for sure.
For it's not just us.
It's a
right?
collective.
It's a collective.
It's a collective
Because it's
energy.
the month for everybody. So you might observe and see, or again look back, see how the month went, and you can do this with any of the months. You can take September and say, okay, as the month of 9, were there endings? Were there closeouts? And I think there were a lot.
Yeah,
for a lot of people.
Yeah. September
So-
was heavy.
It could be really interesting, right? So start looking into
It's
it.
really just a
Play.
practice in observation. Like
Yeah.
again, we're not saying this is fact and truth and it's absolute. Like this is a guide, like any of these tools, and say, okay, I'm just gonna observe and see, was that energy true for me? How did it feel? Did it work out? And what you'll find then is over time you start to see the patterns of that energy. And like any weather report, I kind of want to know that my next year, I'm already gearing up for the idea of potential change. So then I can okay, if you're someone who loves change, that makes me super excited. If you're not someone who likes change, then you can kind of mentally prepare your mindset to be adaptable.
Be open to possibilities.
Be open to those possibilities. So again, it's just adjusting that mindset and that personality when you're able to have a heads up on what's coming.
And if you're like me, or how I'd say I like I used to be, you might think of change as a negative thing. Flip the script. Change can be an amazing. What if you won the lottery?
I mean, that's
how
amazing.
cool is that? So I bought not a lottery ticket. Maybe I should. I bought a what is it? A raffle ticket. I bought a raffle ticket for a car, and I'm like, I'm gonna win this car.
Yeah, why not?
I'm super excited about it. So I just put that in my mind, and then I'm like, okay, I forget it, and then I'll let you guys know what car we win.
What car she
I'm
wins.
excited. So all that's to say is, yeah, play with it, but have fun with it.
Yeah.
But look at it in the best possible light versus, oh gosh, because I always, whenever she gives me an astrology reading, I'm like, oh no, that sounds terrible. And she's like,
All I said was there's going to be
there's
change,
going to be change. There's going to be
volatility,
transformation. And you're like, oh.
I know everybody cringes at that. And even I do to a degree. Sure. Like I've got some transits next year. I'm like, oh, I don't know what that's going to turn out to be. But I have to redirect my thoughts then and go, oh my God, what if it's amazing?
Because it's conditioning.
It's conditioning. Yeah. We always want to go to the worst.
Fear the worst.
Well, and partly, the human mind, and it works the same way for everybody, it's engineered to keep us safe. And in order to do that, it goes back to what it knows.
Yeah.
So it's always going to go back to the thing that it knows, not the possibility of what it could be. So that's just a practice in changing your thought processes and your mindset. So it's anytime that negative thought comes in, we flip it to a positive. Yeah. We just catch it and flip it. And the more you practice it, the easier it gets. It is a practice. It's like strengthening any muscle. So instead of me going, oh, I have Pluto transiting my 6th house, that's a health house. What disease is going to fall upon me? I'm like, no, what if I have a great transformative and my health gets so much better.
Your aches and pains go away.
My aches and pains go away. And there's so many positive things that could happen. Why do I automatically go? Well, I don't even care about why I go to the bad space. It's more catching if I go to the negative space and say, no, this is going to be the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah. It's awesome. So you can layer in numerology with, if you're into astrology or human design, you can layer that in. You can see, I do my kids, I send my husband just to see where we're at. And then I also think about their personal years and
Yeah.
see if it aligns. And so you can kind of just track.
It's
fun.
it's lovely to know what the people that are important to you are going through. So let's say you have one of your kids is in their 5-year, and maybe this kid naturally doesn't like change. So you then, as the parent, can be prepared to help them through that change. Versus, I mean, you can still do that without knowing that it's that year, because obviously they'll be having some situations and you can still help, whatever. You don't need to know it, but it can help you prepare if you do know it. Or if you have a spouse that's going through, you know, an endings kind of year, and maybe they don't realize it, but you do, you can kind of help them through that as well. And it's always fun. So when I do readings for my clients, if I'm doing a birth chart reading, I always look up their life path number, because that is, I always find it in their birth chart in some way, shape, or form. And when I'm doing transits, I will also calculate their cycle year, because usually there's a theme in the transits that's tied to their cycle year as well. So I interweave numerology into my astrology readings because they're just so complementary.
I love that. So if you guys are interested in learning more about numerology, of course, ChatGPT, you can always use that. But there are some books if you're still into, you know, old school.
Again, chat's not perfect. It
It's
doesn't
not.
get everything right. So read it with a grain of salt.
So especially if you're not familiar with it, if there's no way for you to spot check it, I don't know if I would do it. So books, good for beginners. The Complete Book of Numerology by David A. Phillips. He gives clear explanations and practical applications. Numerology and the Divine Triangle by Faith Javane and Dusty Bunker. Say that with a straight face. Classic text linking numerology to tarot and astrology. So if you want to weave them together, that's a great book. And Glynis Has Your Number by Glynis McCants. It's very approachable, fun, and easy to digest. And then, as I mentioned, if you just want to understand, once you have your number, this is a book of numbers, basically. He does explain what it is, but it's not necessarily a play-by-play. It's literally, this is what it is. Now go find your number and read about it. But that's been around a long time. So for websites and online resources, Cafe Astrology has free numerology basics in addition to astrology if you want to get into that.
It's a good site.
World Numerology by Hans Decause, free calculators and in-depth paid reports. I mean,
I've never tried it.
If you need a calculator,
I mean, we just showed you its basic edition.
it's not hard, but if you need someone to do it for you, they can do it.
They can do it.
Numerology.com gives personalized reports and breakdowns of core numbers.
We have not gone to any of these.
We have
sites.
not. We cannot validate this.
I cannot verify or validate, but these are some that are well searched and come up in your search bar quickly.
Astroseek.com. I think it's an app. And then you meant say again who you mentioned.
FeliciaBender.com, and I will put that link in the show notes as well. I do go to her site. I do read her reports, and I feel like the way she explains it resonates with me. But again, I always recommend, even to my clients, you know, you figure out your life path number, life path 4, put that into your search bar and read at least 3 different websites describing it. Because again, the language people use, some might resonate, some might not. The general meaning is the same. That's not going to change. But just the way people put things.
Yeah.
Some ways, you know, like we talk about human design, there are some ways that people word things that really put you off, and some that you're like, oh yeah, that I feel good about. So you just have to, I always recommend look at more than one source.
Yep. Agreed.
It's super fun.
Anything else on?
I think really just, again, just to reiterate, it's a way, again, of understanding yourself and your energy, your innate core energy better. And who doesn't want to learn more about themselves? Maybe that's some of my narcissistic tendencies of the 3 coming out. I don't know. But this idea of like, okay, I want to, you know, self-discovery, right? It's a great tool for that. It's also a great tool when we talk about the cycle years that you're in and the collective energy of the year, that you can really help navigate current situations that you're in. And then again, it's a helpful tool for the people that you love.
Well, and we had a great dinner last night and talking about the collective, and where we're at today is we're not ready to be truly part of the collective as one, as unity. We're always like, what about me, and focus on me. So my take is the more you can learn about you and the better you can learn yourself and improve yourself, then you can partake in the collective and helping to raise that collective consciousness. And so to me, it's an opportunity to know yourself better, which then in turn allows you to give back to the collective.
Yep, exactly. Be of service.
Before we go, I think we should draw a card.
Let's do it.
Yeah? Okay. I mean, why not? Since we're talking about destiny numbers, we're going to use the Sacred Destiny Oracle,
Yeah.
which is one of our favorite decks.
And you can find certain oracle cards will also have numbers on them. So when there could be words and other images on there, but also look at the numbers. These don't have numbers, but the idea is like those numbers hold a resonance related to that card as well as like, just like tarot.
Yep. I love that. Okay. So why don't you want to pull a card?
Sure. What does the collective need to know?
What do we need to know right now?
Right now, when this airs. I love this card.
Oh, I always think of this as a very magical card.
It is.
The name is Gateway, and it's got a beautiful white unicorn in the front, and in the back it's beautiful, like mountains, and then there's
Sparkly
water, and
light.
the sky is a pinkish, reddish yellow, like it feels a little
Sunrise, sunset.
Yeah.
Depending upon your
Yeah.
point of view.
rainbowy. So for those that are watching, you can see it's so pretty. So this tells me I feel we are in a gateway.
We are.
And we are moving to the, unicorn's magic. And I just think things are opening up for us. And look, kind of what we talked about with the numbers versus don't think about, oh, that's going to be bad. Look for the positive in everything because there always is.
Yeah,
there always is.
We're in a gateway and you get to choose what you're walking into through that gateway. And I choose to walk into beauty, magic, and the most amazing life and creation ever.
Yeah.
You can choose something else, but why?
Why? It's a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity. So, and here's the thing. Again, we're all on our own journeys. Things are not easy for a lot of people, and I would say we fall in that category as well. But life is what you make of it, and I take any hardship as lessons learned, and what can I learn from this challenge right now? It will pass, like everything does. So how do you embrace that and learn what you need to learn before moving on? Well, Dana, this has been fun.
I love it every time.
Hope you guys enjoyed numerology on the Cosmic Catch-Up. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for catching up with us on the Cosmic Catch-Up. If today's episode sparked something in your soul, hit subscribe, leave a review, and share the magic with your fellow seekers. You can hang with us on Instagram at the Cosmic Catch-Up for behind-the-scenes updates and more cosmic goodness.
And if you're feeling the call to go deeper, we offer personal guidance through our individual practices. All the details are in the show notes. And if it's aligned, we trust you'll feel it. Until next time, keep following the magic. The content we share reflects our personal experiences, insights, and opinions. We're not medical, legal, or financial professionals, and we encourage you to always do your own research, trust your intuition, and seek guidance from qualified experts when needed. Take what resonates and leave the rest. This journey is yours to explore.